Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, India continues to prove that it and the people and the military of India does not care about any of the international laws or norms. Following their cowardly attack, they continue targeting our civilians and major cities. So far, as per the ISPR reports, 25 drones have been shot down. The targeted major cities of Pakistan, including Lahore, Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Karachi, Attock, Bahawalpur, Mianwali, Badin, and Chor. Now the question is this just a mere escalation or is it a declaration of war? To discuss all of this, I'm joined by Brigadier Retired Syed Ghazanfar Ali. Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Thank you very much. Afternoon.
Thank you very much once again, sir. To start our conversation, do you really think this is just a mere escalation, as I said in my intro, or do you think India is publicly declaring war, targeting innocent civilians yet again and so far from the border?
Thank you very much. The declaration starts with escalation.
Indeed.
And you observed the whole phenomena between Pakistan-India relationship, which has been existing after our independence in 1947. And different leaders coming in different contexts have been escalating the situation on the borderline. And there have been mass movements before this also. I being in the army, I can tell you that twice we moved to the border with our first line ammunition and all the necessary items required for the warfare. And the important of this, you remember the cricket diplomacy was Jan Jawlak. At that time, we were in our concentration area. That was the escalation going on. Then you remember in General Pervez Musharraf time, because I am taking you to the near future, past. In General Pervez Musharraf, when he was there, and then both the countries have vacated their borders along the international line also, and on the line of control also. The villages were withdrawn. The villagers were withdrawn. Then you saw when Narendra Modi took over. After that, you saw the ceasefire was broken, and there was constant firing going on along the line of control. Indians were also firing. Pakistanis were also firing back, and it went on for a year and that. And it went on to the extent when Nawaz Sharif was the prime minister, that even in our religious days, that Eid, Bakr and all that, they wouldn't stop firing. We wouldn't fire on their Diwalis and all that. That is the morality we carry now during the conduct of the war even. So it boiled down to different things and different matters after Taj Hotel, after Pulwama and all those things. Now what happened after false flag operation in Pahalgam, you had seen the amount of the escalation. Escalation was in two contexts. First, the escalation was in indiscriminate and unjustified statements which they were giving. And Narendra Modi, who was in Middle East at that point of time, came back claiming that he has come because there have been terrorist attack in Pahalgam. But he didn't go to Kashmir after that. He went to Bihar because he wanted to address a public rally there in connection with the election which are going to be held in November in Bihar. So he wanted to convey the message that he's going to do something because he wants to win election. And any leader who uses political objectives and religious thesis for escalation of the political cloud, he's basically a psychopath. He's basically a fascist. He's 100% he believes on fascism, and that is the religious fascism. So that was the escalation which was happening on. Now what happened? Where did it culminate? Pakistan conveyed the message that, look, we do not want to enter in the phase of war because war is is detrimental to the security of both countries and security of the region too. But the message came from there was that he called his air chief, army chief, and all those dramas which were going on in Delhi, and it was being reported by the Indian Gudi media. So after that, we went into a declaration of war when India crossed the international border also, and India crossed the line of control also through their Rafale and through their 72 the squadron of the strength of the 72 aircraft. They came over Muzaffarabad, and they came over across Bhalpur, and they fired their munition. They fired their munition. It hit the target they had selected. Those were basically the mosque is selected, and after that some casualties in case of civilian casualties occurred. Now, is this declaration is basically against all the norms, all the rules, and all the obligations of the war doctrine and the war regulations which have been set by UN and the different other world bodies. There are pacts existing, there are treaties existing, there are resolutions existing which clearly say that even if you enter into a phase of war with each other, one should not target the civilians and the power should not target the religious places. But India does not care about the normal international obligations, integration rules and regulations because they believe in fascism. Narendra Modi is the biggest fascist ever born in the world.
Ever born, sir. I 100% agree with you. But my question is, now there is a lot at stake here. Both the countries are nuclear armed. Then why is there no global outcry? Why are the international bodies still silent? What can we make of the silence?
You see, nuclear has been left behind now. We talked of nuclear deterrence over a period of time, concerning India also and concerning Pakistan also. But India has totally overlooked that nuclear concept and they have left it behind. Because being nuclear and knowing Pakistan is nuclear, they have attacked Pakistan. Meaning thereby they want to enter into a phase of war which leads to the destruction of this region. Rajiv Gandhi was more intelligent than when Jan Zawlak went. And he told Rajiv Gandhi, now the personal secretary of Rajiv Gandhi has written this thing in his book. You can go and study that. He said when Jan Zawlak came, he told Rajiv Gandhi that, look, we both are the nuclear power. So we should not commit the mistake of entering into war. And I told you that at that point of time, we were sitting in our concentration area to be launched for war or to be waiting for the attack or to launch an attack into Indian territory or to be waiting an attack by the Indian territory, India to the Pakistan side. So Rajiv Gandhi understood that because he was a more better politician than a person like Narendra Modi, who is not a politician, who is not a badmash even, who is a psychopath, who is a fascist. So both the forces withdrew. Now, knowing this, Narendra Modi is entering into the phase, neglecting those power deterrent. So Pakistan should also overlook that power deterrent of India. And Pakistan should also take initiative. And Pakistan should also take measures in responding whatever Indian has done. You see, there's a phase of war. So we should forget about nuclear at this point of time for the time being. Whatever is happening and the strategy, the methodology, the technique which has been adopted by the Indian, we should respond to this through the same technology, through the same mechanism, through the same strategy. Why? Why I'm saying this thing? I'm saying this thing that world today, you see the world reaction, they have accepted whatever Indians have done. Nobody has condemned that. Only they are saying that we are ready to mediate. If they are saying that and Pakistan does in the same methodology, so the world will accept the Pakistan response also. And that will not also escalate the declaration ladder, the war ladder. You will be in the fog of war. Pakistan would also be sailing in the same area where whatever Indians have done. And you see, time matters a lot in taking decisions and implementing those decisions. So we are in that time frame today.
Yeah, that brings me to my next question, Mr. Ghazanfar. That brings me to my next question, that the whole nation wants to know that India keeps sending drones, India keeps attacking the civilians of a country, and why are we still not replying? Why are we still not doing anything? What do you think is going to be our strategy?
Yeah, I'm not privy to the meetings, especially the meetings which have been going on between the armed forces or the Joint Service Headquarters. I, as a layman, as being an old military man, or seeing the situation or visualizing the future, I'm sure something must have been.
Does your experience say that there is going to be a response very soon?
Yeah, I know there are some of the targets which have been selected over, and they are pondering probably what the case is. They are pondering over that what consequences, how should the consequences be faced And what should be the diplomatic response of the Pakistan when Pakistan undertakes action. But I personally feel, as I'm seeing this overall situation, which you are also seeing, like I am saying, I personally feel the timings are very important in taking decisions.
Indeed.
This is the time. We are running out of the time. Just as I told you that during the fog of war, during the cloud of war, during the horizon of the war which is existing today, and India is constantly launching drones into Pakistan. Pakistan has the authority also, the legal justification also, backing up of the UN Charter also, that Pakistan can respond, if not in the same coin which India is doing. And that is what I am saying, that will keep all the people, everybody in a phase where they will say that Pakistan, according to the UN Charter, has responded back because India has launched a fresh attack through their drones. Whatever happened day before yesterday, Pakistan responded to that, and today,
indeed,
on the land border, Pakistan has taken control of the number of checkposts in Kashmir, and Indians have vacated those areas. Pakistan is occupying those posts and those areas. There's in Nezapir sector, there's a stretch of 20 kilometers where Pakistan has repulsed Indians back. But that has not been reflected in our response to the Indian attack. So today, in this, physically, whatever you do, whether through missile, whether through air power, or whether through naval power, that is what would be seen by the world and accepted as a response. So that is what I can say, that I'm sure the people who are sitting at the Harni Afzaal must be aware of the timing.
Must be.
And moreover, it becomes more important for the armed forces also, because day before, yesterday probably, the Prime Minister said that we have given full authority and
free
full
hand.
control to the armed forces of Pakistan. Free hand. So once Prime Minister say, so I foresee it in a way that political leadership has detached itself from the decision making.
Now they have completely given the authority.
They have thrown the ball into the court.
Exactly.
So anything which is not coming forward tomorrow, today, or day after tomorrow will reflect bad on the armed forces of Pakistan, which had already been under a lot of criticism before this thing. So they have to take a decision and they have to implement that decision.
Indeed they do, and with the due time as well. Mr. Ghazanfar, that brings me to my next question, a very important detail. Now, the 25 drones, as per the ISPR report, that was shot down in the major cities of Pakistan were Israeli manufactured. Harap, to be more precise. Now, if not already proven, this proves that the two war-mongering countries, Israel and India, are allies. From all the way from Gaza to Kashmir, they continue to absolutely abuse international laws and once again not care about anyone and anything. What do you have to say about this?
I can go to any length in proving the Israel-Indian collaboration, but we do not have time. We run short of time. So that will take a lot of time. I can tell you the events, I can tell you the timings, I can tell you the years, I can tell you the leadership who've been collaborating between Israel and Indian leadership. And Israel and India have very close relationship. Because remember, the Israeli Prime Minister, Moshe Dayan probably, or Benjamin, the first Prime Minister, I'm just forgetting his name. He delivered a speech, and Yat Rabin probably, and he said that there is only one country, there are two countries which have come into the existence on ideological basis. One is Israel and second is Pakistan. So Israel fears Pakistan only, and India should fear Pakistan only. Then Indira Gandhi, in his first speech, when she took over as Prime Minister, she was very young at that time. She delivered a speech in Congress, in her Senate, in her Assembly. And she said, in Urdu, she said, and I quote her, कि मैं अपने पुरखों को उनकी इस गलती पे माफ नहीं कर सकती कि उन्होंने इंडो पाकिस्तान सब कॉन्टिनेंट का बंटवारा किया, और मैं इस बंटवारे को खत्म करके रहूंगी, और अगर मैं खत्म कर सकी तो मैं एक सक्सेसफुल प्राइम मिनिस्टर होंगी, मुझे इसी लेंस में, इसी पैरामीटर में गेज कीजिएगा, अनकोट. So this brings this statement and the statement of Israel brings India and brought India and Israel very close to each other. And they started developing the political relationship, the social relationship, and the military relationship. And in Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time, there were number of visits which were conducted by the Israeli military in exercises with the Indian military. And whatever is happening in Kashmir by imposing 12 anti-human laws, J&K Act, Public Security Act, POTA, TADA, which gives authority to Indian Army to kill anybody, to kidnap anybody, to rape anybody. They were suggested by the Israelis to the Indian government that you do that as we've been doing in Gaza, as we've been doing in Palestine. So there's a long history which exists before that relationship and military collaboration. And incidentally, probably the missiles which have been used day before yesterday on the Mars, they were also probably, I personally feel they were Israeli spike missiles which were used by the Indian aircraft. And these drones have the Israeli marking. And indeed, before the start of when the Pahalgam happened, there were about 5 plane loads of the Israeli military which landed on different airports. They landed on the Srinagar airport, they landed on the Avantipura airport, and they offloaded the pictures came that they were offloading the military munition for delivering to the Northern Command. And there have been a Israeli delegation which is comprising of the one Major General and about 12 officers, which was in conference with the General Officer Northern Command, who was sacked later on and who was called to Delhi, General Kumar, probably Kumar, and they were suggesting measures how to tackle, how to foresee, how to work. And this missile attack which has happened today, it establishes the authenticity that Israelis have guided Indian, advised Indian to undertake those actions which they have been doing in Gaza. So you can conclude that how close relationship, and Israelis have been killing civilians, Indian military is killing civilians. So that is the height of the collaboration. Both are the anti-Muslims, both are the proteges of West, both are the Zionists, and one believes Zionism, one believes Hinduism, and both Zionism and Hinduism combined together are related to fascism. And then both of these are supported by neocons, and neocons are sitting in the American government, and neocons are the high-grade Christians who dictate Zionism to undertake terrorist activities against the Muslims, because the Islamophobia, which was pointed out in the UN, is existing in Hinduism also, in Zionism also, and with neocons also. So this is the nexus which is destroying the whole of the world, whether it is in Gaza or whether it is in Pakistan or whether it is in Iraq or whether it is in Libya or whether it is in Sudan or whether it is in Syria.
Mr. Ghazanfar, just like Israel, India is, as you said, killing civilians, killing innocent people. And today as well, there have been many casualties, many people have been injured, innocents, and majority include women and children. Now, as you said earlier as well, I would like to ask you again that domestically, what do you think is Pakistan's stance? What are we going to do if we're going to do anything? And what do you think is the response going to be like?
No, I don't think I express the voice of the people. You express the voice of people. There's no chance. There's no option.
No, but as per your experience and analysis.
Yes, I'm saying from my experience, from my analysis, I personally feel that Pakistan has to respond. Like the targets they have selected. Now there are number of targets. So one target is. You can talk of the RSS headquarters. You know, RSS
headquarters.
Initiates,
yes.
RSS inculcates, RSS preaches anti-Pakistanism, anti-Islamism, and they advocate, they preach terrorism in whole of the world. The preachers, they call them preachers who get training in the RSS shakas. Shakas are the training center which they call them. The oath given to them is that we will, it's all based against Pakistan. I don't want to repeat it. And their salute also relates to Heil Hitler type of a salute with the stick they are carrying their head. And they are in Akhnur also, they are in Jammu also, they are in Ambala also, they are in Batinda also, they are in Delhi also. The RSS quarter in Delhi is spread over to an area of about bigger area. It is a very famous mandir, Hanuman Mandir. Though I don't advocate that we should target mandir in any concept, because I don't believe on that. Religious places are sacred for everybody, and I respect all the religion.
100%.
But these are type of the targets we can undertake the support targets. But I don't want to identify the target because it is for
Of course.
our planners to decide it, and they must have decided. But we have to take action.
We have to
We
take action.
have to
Indeed.
respond. And my analysis said that we would respond. That is what the voice of people of Pakistan. You have to die one day, but you have to die with honor. What's so great if one lays down for their life for the honor of the soil on which we are living for so long. I have lived 70 years on this soil, and there are a number of people. I love this place. I've loved this area, and people of Pakistan love their country. So one should not be afraid of. One day you have to go, but one must go with the prestige, with the honor, and with the honor of the country. And I'm sure that must be prevailing into the minds of the armed forces, where the decisions are to be taken, or they must be undertaking the intelligence estimates over that, the repercussions for that, the questions which will be raised, the answers which will be given, because after everything you have to come out with the narrative also. So I think that must be going on, and we have to respond. There's no other option. That's what the people of Pakistan are also saying.
Indeed, Mr. Ghazanfar, we have to respond, and we will respond. And we put all of our faith and belief in the Pak Fauj, and we know that they and we together will make India pay. It's about time we teach them a lesson that we are not to be messed with. Everybody has to die. As Mr. Ghazanfar said, everybody is going to die one day or another, but we are not afraid of it. We would rather die with honor. Thank you very much, Mr. Ghazanfar, for your analysis. And thank you, all of you, watching. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.